Hi everyone, it's Rachel and Richie with Karmic Creations, and we have 14 days left until the gates open for Burning Man. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to prepare mentally for Burning Man and just how to decrease anxiety when you're out there, because a lot of people tend to get some sort of anxiety at some point, whether it's before you're there or when you're there, because Burning Man is a really overwhelming place and it's a really crazy experience. There's a lot going on, and a lot of times people kind of forget to prepare themselves for that because everyone's so focused on preparing their stuff and their supplies and their traveling. So it's just good to take a moment and know, like, kind of how you're going to be in this experience.
Yeah, there's a lot of different reasons for, being overwhelmed or, being a little anxious when you get to Burning Man and at Burning Man, especially if you've never been there before. It's a new experience. And as with all new experiences, you're going to have a little bit of nerves. You're going to have a little bit of anxiety. The physical environment is very extreme. So might be a little bit overwhelming. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be cold. It's a lot of factors. There's gonna be a ton of people there. Lots of different types of people. Some may be a different experience than others to you out there, and you might not know how to handle every different type of person, because I know no one does. So, like, that might be a little bit overwhelming at points. It's a huge shift in culture, and a lot of us don't know a lot about other people and how other people live and lifestyles and this and that. So it's you got to be ready to meet a lot of different types of people, and it's hard, especially if you're introverted or keeping to yourself. A lot of times it's good not to push yourself, and keep an open mind out there, so that when these situations come along, especially if you're new, you can handle them the best you can, and have a good time.
So, yeah, just a couple of ways to prep your mind before you go out there, because you want to do it even before you're at Burning Man. Just don't expect anything about being there. That's the best thing I can tell you. Just don't have any expectations, because if you do and then they're not met or something goes a different way, then you might be upset and not have a good burn. So just keep an open mind. That's the best thing to do in this situation. And anything else, Rich?
Yeah. We've already done a bunch of videos about how to prepare and what to bring. Make sure that you look through all the lists that people have created for you and let you know, like, what supplies to bring at Burning Man. Know what to bring to make yourself comfortable out there, in addition to everything that's on these lists and everything we've already told you. Being prepared and having all the supplies you need to survive is going to help put your mind at ease, to lessen the amount of anxiety and the amount that you're overwhelmed out there. Knowing that you have everything you need to survive will help a lot. And before you head out there, do things you enjoy. Don't saturate your brain with everything I need to do to get out there, and work this and everything else that's going on with your life in the default world. Let go of all that baggage before you go out there. I like to say, start your life anew, kind of. It's a new chapter, especially if you're going your first time. Even if you're going not your first time, it's going to be a life-changing experience out there. And the less you take with you in your brain, the more you're going to come back with.
Yeah, so that's pretty much everything we can say about before you go out there. And then when you're actually at Burning Man is when all the stuff is happening. So I would just say, like, don't always expect things to go as planned.
Nothing's ever gonna go as planned.
Okay, yeah. Even
when they do go as planned, they're not gonna go as planned.
Yeah, so
that's a good thing.
For example, if you make plans to meet up with someone, a lot of times it doesn't happen, and that other person might get caught up in something else. Like, don't hold it against them. It's just something that happens because you can't really plan things out there. So don't freak out if something doesn't go your way, and just kind of figure out like how to go along with what's happening.
Yeah, if you go to meet up with a friend and they can't make it because they got caught up doing something else, which is probably going to happen, that's a good way to, maybe if you need to, take some time for yourself. The city is always bustling and there's something always happening. Unless you have something scheduled out that you really want to go to, don't take it too hard. You're going to miss stuff, and you know there's going to be something else that's happening. So get some rest, go do something else, save some time for yourself, then go do something else.
Yeah, another way to like kind of decrease your anxiety would be not to limit yourself. So, I mean, Burning Man is a really open place and everything and anything happens out there. Don't judge other people because that is, in a way, limiting yourself. I feel like it just puts limits on like everything, and it just makes things less fun for yourself.
Participate. This is not people like to call it a safari, you're not a tourist. You are part of this city. You are to participate. You are to include yourself. You are to help. You are to gift. Like I say this almost every video, 10 principles, and the biggest one, like, participate. Don't limit yourself. Don't judge others. You are part of this city. Everyone that you look at is a reflection of yourself. You're all in this together.
Right. And gifting, which is one of the 10 principles, is a way to immerse yourself in the culture. And it's, in a way, a good way to alleviate any anxiety you have. But we'll kind of touch on that in another video. We'll touch on gifting and the culture of Burning Man. And with that being said, just even if you're somewhere at Burning Man that's making you uncomfortable, the good thing about Burning Man is you can go literally anywhere else. Like, you're free to do what you want. So if something is making you uncomfortable, you can just leave and find something that is for you and that will make you happy and comfortable. So don't force yourself. Even though I said don't limit yourself, still don't force yourself to do something that is making you feel not good where you are. So you should feel good where you are, especially at Burning Man.
Right. You can kind of gauge it yourself, when you're really excited to do something, you always get these little butterflies that make you feel a little scared. And then when you're really uncomfortable, you get really similar butterflies and really similar, like, kind of nervousness. You have to judge which one you're feeling and which one you want to go with. Because you don't want to be uncomfortable, but at the same time, you don't want to miss a crazy life-changing experiences. They'll be both.
Right. So just a few last things about anxiety or just keeping calm out there. If you do feel like, oh my God, like you're in a situation like, oh my God, like I'm just don't know, I'm freaking out right now, like don't worry. I mean, don't anticipate that happening, but if it does happen, just take a few deep breaths. Like, it's cliche, but it definitely works. Just a few, like 3 to 5 breaths, and it makes a huge difference. And the other main thing that I can't stress enough, I've stressed in other videos, is to drink water. Like, water out there will help pretty much anything. If you feel stressed or like weird or tired or grouchy, drink water and it's pretty much gonna help at least half, if not totally help you feel better. And yeah, anything else to say?
If you're with somebody that's really, really close to you, a good friend, a significant other, I know that if I've had times where I'm freaking out a little bit, or I'm a little bit uncomfortable, my go-to person is Rachel. I'm always like, hey, look, I'm freaking out. You gotta help me out a little bit. vice versa. You know, we're always there for each other. It's always nice to go to the person that you're closest to and be like, this is how I feel right now. And they're usually able to help you. You know, if all else fails, you can always leave the area.
Yeah.
Like, let the people that you're with know that you're going so they don't get, like, scared that you just disappeared. But, you know, you can always go somewhere else. You know, you could always go back to camp. You can always go back to your tent. You can always go find somewhere that you, like, fit in amazingly. Like, oh, my God, look at that camp. I was feeling crazy, but that looks awesome. I'm going to go over there, you know? If you have any places that you like to go on the playa when you're feeling weird or nervous, if you have any advice that you can give us that we didn't mention in this, if you have any questions for us, feel free to leave them in the comments along with everything else. And always click subscribe and share this with your friends so that they can get the same help you are and the same prep. We'll be back tomorrow with more tips.
Yeah, we'll see you in the dust. Come say hi. I'm at Burning Man.